Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Epic Land stream. My name is Sneaky Beaky. I'm joined by the absolutely gorgeous Several Sheep. He is only a singular man, but we do love a bit of plurality around here, hence the crazy accents on the introductions every time. But I hope you've been enjoying the separate intros. Either way, we're about to get into our second game of the day. We got PufflePals versus Granny's Knockers, but good.
I can't continue that. So sorry. Yeah, I don't have my accent back as deep as you have. I'm sorry.
I mean, you've got a pretty good, like, roadman one you can do.
Yeah, it's like a chap one. I'm going to practice that first. I don't want to embarrass myself too much on stream yet.
Oh, it's really weird hearing it with the audio feedback as well. It makes it really hard to concentrate on the accent because I sound like such a mong. But hey, production love this kind of shit. They're upping it up. And with that, we are now going into the vetoes for PufflePals and Granny's Knockers, but good.
Yeah, it just had a giant overtime PufflePals actually. So that's why we have had a bit of a delay, as now we're looking at the the last couple of games of the group stage. There's two more. You're going to be on the last one as well. I won't be. It's going to be Hanno. So this is my last group stage match at least.
It's a pleasure that you're here with me for it. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
It's a pleasure for me as well.
Beautiful.
And it's a pleasure that we're going to go to Overpass.
Absolutely.
Apologies for the swear words. Let's keep it clean. It's a family show. If you know the God B video, you'll know what I'm talking about. But yes, this is of course the matchup out of Group A, but it is currently spot number 2 and 3 fighting against each other. So
important game.
3, the third seed out of the third pot, is leading Group A.
Really?
And that is 4NR. Let's get the name correctly. 4NR Disposal, who have one OT win that was against PufflePals in the previous matchup. So PufflePals back-to-back fighting within their top 3. Do they have a chance to fall down? Yes, they do. Frogians are right on their tail. Of course, Frogs do not have a tail. They're on the tail of PufflePals. I don't know if a Puffle... I don't know what a Puffle would be, but it doesn't have a tail.
A small ball of fluff from Club Penguins.
Aha. So do they have tails? Probably not.
No, they do not have tails, but they do look pretty cute. R.I.P. Club Penguin, you will be missed forever in our hearts. But I tell you what we do have, though. We have the tail end of the day. We've got Overpass coming up, and I am excited. Do you have any thoughts on favourites coming into Overpass here?
Not really. Well, my last favourites prediction went quite awry, sadly.
Yes.
But so I don't want to jinx anyone even further. But what we do have is, what I do have, is a lot of excitement to see these Granny Knockers but good play. Because as soon as I saw that name, I was like, okay, that's fun. And then I realized, oh hey, that's actually that mix. And now I'm very happy to see them finally play, because I am pretty sure it is the man Wolfie in there as well.
He's in there as the
and then Oscar, Westy, Chaos, and Vision. So that is some... I just said on cam, just reading it off a screen. Preparation. No, but like with all those mixed teams. Can't blame me. But yeah, it is a very nice team to have. And
it's a really good lineup.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing them play. I go way back with Chaos, personally. Way back when I was terrible at the game, but I thought I was all right back in like 2017, 2018.
Well, I'm about that right now.
Yeah, nice. I was on teams with Chaos. We had Hume as well, actually, from the Benelux scene. Yeah. We had Louis. We had Device. Not the Device. UK Device from Bristol. He's a lovely guy. But yeah, we were grinding, and then Chaos was significantly better than us. So was Hume. So we all got left in the dust. One now plays for Genk in the revamp, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And Chaos, he played for Sus, Team Sus, a while back in the UK scene, and he was actually a very good player and a very solid rifler. He can pick up an ult when he needs to. He's in a team full of experienced players. Wolfie, he's been around the block. You could say he's been collared by a lot of teams, as you might have seen the fun pictures coming back from Insomnia a couple of years ago. As Oscar as well, a very talented player. A lot of HLTV caliber players here. And on the flip side, you've still got Moz, you've got Synergy, Dutchy, the Dombox, and WFN. Again, familiar names in our scene.
Yeah, and it's both, I think, first-time mixes.
Okay.
I don't know. They've probably played together before we got like before they got here, right? It's not usually don't.
Oh,
have
they've
teams.
all played with each other
Yeah.
before. They've done the rounds.
But-
They've done their UKIC Diamond or
Yeah.
whatever it's called these
Yeah,
days.
the Ruby League, I think it's now. So they keep going up in terms of
In terms of gem quality.
Yeah, exactly.
But speaking of quality gems, we've got a quality gem of a game coming up right now.
That
There we
was
go, headed into
lovely.
overpass. That's the kind of smooth transitions we're talking about here, as we need a smooth pistol round from the pair of these teams. I'm excited to see the likes of PufflePals starting on that CT side. And okay, we've got into a quick tech pause because we've lost Dutchy. Bit of a bit of a rough one. It's all right. Eventually, the hamster wheel will get churning fast enough that we will get the servers in the right place. Chaos has also dropped out, by the way. It's a double whammy. So Granny Knockers but good and PufflePals. Looks like we'll need to be waiting just a moment longer before we get into the server. But Overpass, we've had a very T-sided map, now into a pretty CT-sided map. It's the other end of the spectrum. Do you have any thoughts on the map itself?
I love Overpass. I absolutely do, because it's such, like, still, even after all these years, it has a bit of the same vibes as Train sort of had, in the way that it's still a bit weird. Right? It's like even if you know exactly how to play Overpass, like if you look at the maps, like it's still like, even if you have it all figured out, there's still gonna be like some plays and some positions where you're like, I don't want this, or I don't know what to do with this, because it's like, especially that sort of A main area,
Sure.
right? It's the meta is so specific, and I talked about that a couple times already, not on this stream, but with Nuke as well. Which why I like both of those maps is that the metas are incredibly specific. Like the meta changes that happen in Mirage are like, are we gonna take mid or not? And the meta changes on maps like this is at what, like, where exactly are we gonna put these flashes? Like, are we gonna go out wide out of monster? Are we going to cut inside out of monster? Right? Those are already meta changes, because it is just such a specific map. And especially around the fountain party area, it's like I've rarely seen a team consistently every single round against L teams get control over there. It's just near impossible to prepare for everything.
Let's talk about the nuances of the new map as well. I think one of the biggest things that's caught me off guard a couple of times now is, in short, you can self-boost yourself on top of sandbags, which has caught a lot of players off when it comes to the retakes, when it comes to denying those bomb plants, and also just the ability to nade those smokes is so much more of a pain to deal with on a map like this, where you need to carve off so many angles with your utility. And also the fact that new nades are being discovered, rediscovered, repositioned, because you can throw stuff from spawn now and it could land on the other side of the world practically. Skybox is removed in their entirety. It's something a lot of teams are still getting used to, but it's a cool change, and it's been nice to see how teams have been adapting to it in their own individual ways. And I think both of these teams are of a high enough caliber that they're going to have some real tricks and tips up their sleeves that we can learn from, that their opposition can learn from. I don't know if there's going to be too much demo reviewing between these two teams. I have a feeling they're quite puggy in their nature, but maybe that's a benefit for Granny's Knockers, but good. They're starting on the T side. It is that little bit more of a puggy affair, and honestly, when you're at this stage, when you're this dynamic with your individuals, when they're this high caliber at fragging, sometimes starting on that T side is a little bit more prominent, because you set the tone and then have the CT to fall back on later on once you've gotten your 5 rounds.
Yeah, and I think Granny Knockers will definitely take that. They got some aggression on Wolfie. Wolfie with both Verdant and next in line when he was there at the last Epic LAN. There was actually like a lot of very, very good side takes and entries from Wolfie on the A side. So that's something I'm gonna, or B side, sorry, I should say. So that is something that will probably happen, and I'm just gonna notify you, like, keep attention on Wolfie when he enters B, because that is a very exciting prospect. Like, he goes for it. And
I mean, he's definitely one of the most experienced players here as well. There's a reason he's been picked up in the past. He is a talent. But, oh, okay. Oh, the round, is it live? Is it not live? That's a not live round to me. Oh, there we go. The quick server reset.
No, I always love the grin of that T-side guy there. He just goes,
Yeah, he's quite a menacing being, I'd say.
Yeah, he has no lips anymore.
He's seen some stuff, man.
Yeah.
He's seen some stuff. But yeah, as
For
we
those
figure out,
orange-tinted sunglasses.
so we figure out why the server is on fire, we are going to ramble for a little bit more. But yeah, I don't know entirely who my tournament favorites are, but at least for this matchup, even though they are the lower seeded team in the Granny's Knockers side, and hey, I might be a little bit biased. I own the jersey at this point. I own the original jersey, but I do think Granny's Knockers definitely could take it against PufflePals, because it looks like PufflePals have more to lose, and they have been losing a couple of games today. They're coming off the back of a really tough overtime loss, so there are a couple of things going in the Granny's Knockers favoured side there.
Yep.
And it's also a big weekend for Granny's Knockers, for the bin men, for charity as well. As don't forget to tune in to the Granny's Knockers versus bin men show match tomorrow. But in the meantime, we're going back into the server of Overpass here. And we got PufflePals versus Granny's Knockers, but good. Going live in 5.
Do you want me to continue the countdown?
No, because that would... there we go. 3, 2, 1. And
there we go.
We go.
All right. So, tons of util on Wolfie already. He sacrifices his... well, he doesn't sacrifice his armor, actually. It's vision, dropping all those utility pieces. And pace is the name of the game. Oscar is going in second and finds some taps long range already. Straight dink onto the Dom box. Call him the dink box. As now, he does get a kill onto Chaos. Well, speaking of Chaos, it is full-blown. But it's all yellow in the kill feed, and it's a cold play for PufflePals as Granny Knockers get loud after a very fast pistol round win.
Yep, insanely fast, darting themselves straight out of Monster, clearly frustrated by the duration of the technical pause there. They just want to get in, hit hard, and they hit fast. And that is a fantastic way to start things off. As you said, the Dom box, he does begin with an opening kill, but he's just not able to cling on. The smokes, the flashbangs, they're blinding and blindsiding. And Granny's Knockers, but good, now have a heavy advantage in terms of their weaponry. It is a force buy for the PufflePals here, so it'll be interesting to see if they can rebuke that opening round. But I don't know, it's going to be difficult, especially with Moz on a CZ and utility on his own against 4 different players.
Yeah, this would be one of the more unlikely 4Ks with the CZ, but he at least hears them all running, and he won't even get one. Chaos, glad he will take the first. Whippin doesn't.
Oh my god.
The no-scope actually hit as well. So
that makes this round very possible.
Yeah.
It's a 3 versus 3 here. Synergy on the Deagle, Dombox and MP9. These are the perfect weapons for the job, but unfortunately Missing will overcome Synergy. And okay,
that's quick.
That is very quick.
But look at the HP though. That was quick but close.
And that's what we like here. Quick and close, fast games, fast gameplay is Chaos. There was a lovely check of bathrooms. If he doesn't check bathrooms there, they're able to sandwich. They're able to collapse in on that long push. But no, with the clear coming through successfully, it's a nice mop up there from the likes of Vision. Morphe gets for last as well. And now it's just pistols, and only some of them upgraded for the likes of PufflePals.
Yeah, again, the CZ, I haven't seen it much in recent times. Especially not on CS2. I haven't really heard anyone about the CZ. I have heard of people about the Deagle. And now it's become a bit of a rifle.
Speaking of sandwiching,
that's flashes. Huge. Look at how blind they all are. But it turns around the waist.
Oh no, too much trigger discipline. It's just come back to bite them as Westy doubles up.
And then Vision, even finds the other flank, the third flank. Wolfie with one more. They were full blind. They had 2 kills on a silver platter. But they decide against it. Because when they're both blind, that would be a very good moment to take a shot. Because when one dies, he's not going to know where the other came from. Yeah, it could be a short peek for all he knows.
That was really, really unfortunate there. If they had just taken that, I think the bomb carrier was in their sights as well at one point. As much as they might not have won the round off the back of it, at least it would have been more damage, because now the economy on that T side has been allowed to build up. They've got full util. Still a little bit of bonus weaponry saved on over here, but there's so much in reserve that it's not going to be a problem, particularly going forward. PufflePals need this round. And it would be nice to see if they can do it convincingly. Nade does a lot of damage onto Chaos and Vision, but it's only damage so far, which helps the A1Ss, but not the overall fragging tally.
No, we have Dutchy and Maz both still on 0. in terms of kills. Wolfie is still on 0 in terms of deaths, actually. So he's feeling nice. Oscar getting another opening frag. Moz is going to get a ton to do, but will they even check him? No trigger discipline this time, but this time it might have been a better moment to go for it. Long control still there. I mean, PufflePals, they would have an opportunity. Only thing going against them is they don't have a kit.
No, they don't have a kit, but they do have utility. A 3 versus 3 as Whiffen learns a great op shot. He's now starting to wedge his way forward as Westy might actually become vulnerable alongside, but instead it's Wolfie and Westy. Great alliteration, great round of fragging as they pick up all 3 between the pair of them. Granny Stalkers but good, proving why that second half of their name is currently in place.
Yeah, they have made themselves a bit of a promise, haven't they?
Yeah.
It's if you put "but good" in your name, it does sort of like.
I mean, the benchmark was very low.
Yeah,
the other Granny Stalkers
fair.
team. I'm sorry, Josh. I'm sorry, Roro. It's fine. As PufflePals have gone for another half investment here. Dutchy on a sniper, on a shotgun, excuse me. As Oscar, like a sniper, taken ahead cleanly off at distance with the AK. Dombox now, we need to see a couple of things here, and that will not come through, but does at least find a kill.
Very big first, but does get taken down in the end. Might have done better retreating. Dutch is going to look in to close the angle a bit. Don't want to move in too much and Wolfie's right behind him. Dutchy finally gets his first kill, delivers simultaneously the first death to Wolfie. So we got everyone off of the 0 marks now. Now you can really get into the game, can't you?
So we need to see a bit of synergy, but unfortunately neither the player nor the team can activate on either front, leaving Whiffen in a 1 versus 3. And I have a feeling this will be around his Whiffen as he can't land that shot onto the top of the player. And he's instead been on down. There we go, great kill from Westy. 5-0 on the T side of overpass.
They were looking for every spot where they could jump up to get an eye on him. They were desperate. They were 1 second away from going for a boost on top of the sandbags. But I think that has of course also now changed, because now you can boost on more spots because some skyboxes have gone away, right?
Yeah, there is a couple more boost spots hanging around. I think they do still have boost limitations, but the nade skyboxes have been entirely removed. As Oscar removes the Dombox, Moz will trade on back. Chaos unable to trade immediately, but that's a very bad time to be turning your back to a potential long swing from Moz. I understand he wanted to be hurried in his ways of getting back to the long bathrooms, but that cost them the man advantage. And Granny's Knockers looking for a 6th here with no competition in terms of opposition round count.
Yeah, it's still flawless, and Moz top 4 in Wolverhampton with Link's Legacy, where he was the stand-in. And
it just doesn't sound as cool as Katowice or Cologne, does
it?
Wolverhampton.
No, it doesn't have the same ring to it. I mean, Kettering has the IEM Kettering, right? So it's a bit nicer as Dutchy tries to get a bit of a fight. Nice acceleration by the Granny's Knockers. Wait, that's a bit of heat. Dutchy, though, can withstand it.
Oh no, he runs out of ammo!
Oh, the bomb just gets planted. Whiffen at the same time gets another kill, though. 2 versus 2. This is turning around rather quickly.
Dutchy almost cutting down the short side player, and then Westy decides to continue pushing, just gives up the frag, leaving Wolfie in the clutch. A 1 versus 2 as he waits patiently behind the back of side boxes. It's a devilish angle to clear. As he said, Shadow and Barrel spotted, but he's unable to find the frag as it's only a jiggle. Wolfie fracking him down, and Dutchy lands the headshot. The fuse kit in play. The fuse is stuck, and PufflePals finally put their first round on the board off the back of a 2 versus 4. Very impressive.
Yeah, that gets some hype going. I wonder what that woo was about. I don't know how well the microphones pick it up, actually.
They do sometimes.
They do sometimes. That one was very loud. But, well, next to that, it's, yeah, Dutchy as well. Like, he was on 0 in 5, or 0 in 4. And he managed to be one of the greater catalysts to that 2 versus 4, 4 versus 2 win. 2 versus 4.
Yeah, no, that's why the 2v4 was really clean coming through as well. It was just a couple of overplays by Granny's Knockers, but good as Chaos overplays his own hand. He gets taken out through the wall here by Whiffen, and into the 5 before we go. The Synergy goes for the wallbang spam and is not going to connect any rounds, unfortunately. But they need to start connecting rounds together here. They're currently 5-1 down. That's the real kicker at the moment.
Well, they got Chaos down already. And by the looks of it, like the PufflePals confidence has returned. Also contributed by the fact that they finally have their util, which does give a lot more calmness and space for your mind.
When did you become a yoga teacher?
For your mind. Yeah, I don't know. It's no clue. Always been. Always have been. But Maz, that's ambitious. As Oscar goes for another peek. Well, I just compliment PufflePals and they instantly give away 2 kills. Whiffin ain't whiffin. So he's going to get 2 frags. 3 versus 3 in the mid-round. 30 seconds left only.
Yeah, it's going to need to be fast and precise, and that smoke is unfortunately neither. Although Wolfie decides he wants to phase through it. Maybe this smoke was by design. Is that a one-way? They've got a one-way they can abuse, and they spot the top of the head of the bank player, but Whiffin finds Wolfie. That's the bomb dropped. This might be save call territory now for Granny's Knockers, but good, but they still want to give things a crack. Nade pulled on out, but unfortunately there's nobody there to receive it. 5 seconds, there's no more time for a plant. They've got to start heading out, and if they go down after time, that could be disastrous for the future economy. PufflePals, do they go for the wide swing? They don't have too much money themselves to be thrown away willy-nilly, and they won't. There will be 3 left alive on one, 2 on the other, 5-2, and a similar scoreline to what we saw in our previous game.
Yeah, but it does feel like the momentum is different in this game. Like, I don't have a feeling we're going to get the same result as PufflePals are looking genuinely a bit better. That push from Maz and Synergy, I really hope they don't do that again.
It didn't go very well.
No, that was, yeah. I always like to call things ambitious.
Okay. I think that's a nice way of not insulting people. Yeah.
So there's a bit of pressure on Maz again. Now he does decide to fall back.
I like to call them silly goose maneuvers. That's a That's Vision pulls off a nice frag onto Synergy there.
Bit of tomfoolery over here.
Oh, well, my name is Tom. What can I say?
That is true. I don't know why I said that. That's true. I actually read the UK CSGO article to get your first name.
Really?
Yeah,
Wait, what UK CSGO article am I in?
I didn't know your first name. The preparation, like the ahead of the UK CSGO.
Oh, right. Yeah. No, I don't mind. Don't worry. You're more than welcome to ask me in person. If you see me in the streets, feel free to say hi.
I'll shout you out.
As Whiffin. Looking to get a couple of frags towards the bathrooms here, looking to defend his own streets up towards this 8-bomb site.
He's alone.
Yeah, this is not great. This is poor forward planning from the side of PufflePals. Very blind as Whiffin. And unfortunately, so is that shot. Chaos on the Tech 9. Big frag to be finding him with that. Plenty of time to plant, plenty of time to set up
the nade.
An extra veil of security. The nade is not going to do enough. And with that, Granny's Knockers, but good, standing tall for a potential 6th here.
I was actually deciding against falling away, realizing that Molotov does fly over his shoulder, moves in and already gets the first, and instantly now has cleared a bit of the front of the bomb site, at least from their perspective. But these positions are always notoriously difficult to clear as Oscar holds the close angle. Dutchie finds one. Oscar looking to get a triple kill in the anti-diffuse, and it is so. He calls it game. He calls it 6.
Yeah, that was incredibly well done, and that time you could really hear the team cry coming from the corner of Granny's Knockers. They're a team that likes to get loud, they're a team that likes to play flashy, and it's definitely been reflected in some of the plays we've seen. Yeah. Sometimes it's come back to bite them. Westy's short push cost them their first round for PufflePals, but on the flip side, it's been working out in terms of momentum. They've been keeping the pace, keeping the pressure applied, and PufflePals have been really struggling to respond to some of these speedier plays, and as I said, the puggy style works in their favor, which is why the T side might actually be preferential. And Vision, that is another great start. Just little errors like this, little opening frames given up by PufflePals allow for so much territory to be taken.
Yeah, and when going for short control and going for such an early push, do you really need to peek monster like that? That is a bit of a difficult situation. Wolfie, of course, gets the entry on A. As now Vision with the Glock, they're just going to clean these remaining players up. Just Oscar and Vision fighting over who gets to take down Dutchie. As I really hope Oscar wasn't the one jumping there.
That was ridiculous, wasn't it? Either way, even if he wasn't the guy jumping, he still goes for the swing. That's now 7-2 to the likes of the Granny's Knockers but good side. And I agree with you. I still don't think it's going to be a 13-2, but I'm starting to get a little bit worried now for the PufflePals.
Yes. It's they need something. They need a spark. They need just anything. A ghost that we can't see, that they can believe in. Vision does take down Dombox, and it looks like that ghost will remain unseen. Dutchie and Whiffen though, never mind. I shall stop predicting things. Already 2 kills, so they quickly turn it around mid of the take. Whiffen with another kill of the AWP. He is playing wonderfully, and Moss sort of regains his honor with a double.
Yeah, it's a nice mop-up from the Mozman himself. And with that, a third on the board for the CT side. But the problem is, even though this is a very puggy, aggressive squad, the map itself is still heavily CT-sided. So the fact that they can't even up at the half, the fact that this has already been won out by Granny's Knockers T-side, it's a worrying sign. These guys can hit a maximum of 5 rounds here, and with the way they've been playing, the fact they've not been able to properly string rounds together, I don't know if that's going to be afforded on over. And as Moz is forced away by the Molotov, things will only get harder for the PufflePals.
Yeah, both PufflePals and Granny Knockers both had overtimes. The PufflePals one actually ended up as a draw, so it was 15-15. Got some flashbacks there to Global Offensive, RIP.
I miss him so much.
Yeah, but the Granny's Knockers, of course, lost in their overtime against the #1 in the group. So this is gonna be the difference, most likely between like lower and upper bracket if PufflePals win, or for Granny Knockers, it could be an opportunity to get that first seat back against 4NR. Dutchie, good angle, and I like this aggression that they go for it again. Oh, that's a bit of a missed flash. Jesus, missed flashbang. Frog on my throat. It's chaos. Really entering this side. Whoa, that's a lot happening at the same time. 2 versus 4.
Absolute collapse from the PufflePals side here, but as I say, Dutchie collapses on in and picks up a double. 2 versus 2 alluded to here.
Yet again.
There's Dutchie and Whiffen, they've got it all to do. This is such a vital round for the CT side. They've got utility for the retake, but they don't know where Vision and Chaos are hiding, and Chaos is something they're looking to create. Nade flies over, dispels the smoke, a Molotov into Monster as Whiffen finally spots Vision, but despite having Vision on him, the crossfire is perfect, and Chaos will clean on up. 8-3 for Granny's Knockers, but good, and this is a dominating T-side.
Yeah, 8-3 already, and 8-4 needed, but not much money. And yeah, you can ask it twice, a 2 versus 4 from Dutchie and Whiffen, but
twice is a little too much.
Yeah, that's very, very eager. Unless you're, of course, K10.
K10 and Tree was doing pretty much everything in those clutches. I would say he was wilding out. As well, this is an interesting time for Granny's Knockers and the PufflePals, so I'd say PufflePals desperately need this round saw in order to take into a competitive second half. And yeah, with 1 minute and 23 left on the clock, they seem nervous, to say the least, especially with the lack of utility.
Yes, and I do think we have a slower round here, with you know, it's a bit unfortunately peanut butter for these guys. I'm trying to do my best Dutch accent.
I was like, wait.
I try to press that down in my body.
You've tried to repress the true Dutchie.
Yeah, I did get you confused, which I'm really proud about.
I was like, is he trying to do his own accent,
Yeah.
but like more
Like
severe?
worse? Yeah, it's very difficult to do. That isn't difficult to do. That shot, they walk right into it. Synergy doesn't get a second though, and more. What a shot! Close range by Vision.
Oh no! Wait,
Team
Oscar
kill.
still kills his teammate. It's fine. It's a 3 versus 2. It's doable. Famas has a smoke. WFN on the AWP does too. Dutchie peeking out though, gets pre-fired by Vision. And now WFN, it's not a 2 versus 4, but a 1 versus 3. No defuse skip, but still a smoke. There's a chance, but a very, very slim one. But he's already expended it. Decides not to use that smoke for an eventual defuse. Tries to get himself a bit of space. There is more util on the ground to pick up here. It is actually another smoke grenade, but unfortunately no kit to be seen. No time really left. He's got to start forcing through. And they were even about to attempt a knife there. Big kill from Chaos, as Chaos is certainly what Granny's Knockers but good have created. 9-3.
That is a dominant showing. I mean, man. Dombox, he did well in the pistol, but he has not been close since.
Yeah, that was always one good round.
Yeah, 3 and 11 isn't really what you want to start with, but he
clearly doesn't want to start with it either. He's just sitting in spawn.
Yeah, well, he is alive now.
Fine, he was just buying a smoke grenade.
What is this? Look at this strat from Granny's Knockers. But good.
Look, strat from Granny's Knockers but good is a 4-man con stack. This is my kind of strat. I sit in con, and it's actually a viable one because you can have fast rotations up towards either bomb site, and more likely than not, you will outflank some of the opposition players. But
the blue caterpillar buries itself.
No, this is a
and
conga line.
Raises its head. Are we gonna play TF2 later?
I'd love to.
Oh, Dutchy!
Oh, what? Oh no, that's the bomb! Oh no, Dutchy! He has no idea. Moz is waiting around the corner now. He's waiting for support, but that is massive from Granny's Knockers. The conga line of carnage strikes in T-spawn, and it's actually incredibly effective. Moz swings the corner, misses the first shot. Chaos kills Westy. Oh, good heavens! Vision chimes back in for more. It's a 3 versus 4. It's all over the place. The Dombox good at pistols will eventually cut through Vision. It's all over the shop right now as Whiffin in the 1v3. It's on the bomb site of all places.
Granny's Knockers but good got homesick and they wanted to return to T-spawn. Didn't expect to actually find the bomb there. And Whiffin, this angle, it's an annoying angle to face against USPs because you never do. You never face that angle against USPs. What has happened in this round? This round has fallen apart.
It's not over. There's 20 seconds. Now, the clever thing would just to be run away and hide here, but they decide to continue taking the fights. Oscar, it's okay.
They get loud with it. That is gonna hurt you. You can be very strong mentally in CS. If you lose a round like this and you hear that screaming that we just heard, that's gonna burn in your stomach.
Honestly, I hope we got someone just walking around with a microphone, because I'd love a soundboard that just has all of these screams stored up. I don't know, did you ever have like music lessons at school where you had a keyboard and you could change the keyboard sound effects to someone screaming?
I've had one at home.
Can we get someone to like collate screams from this LAN hall and put them onto a keyboard and we can make something out of it? That's my
that would be a very good promo
$1 million idea.
That is a strong idea. and then like producing that music and then using that in promo material. That's very good, actually.
Thank you.
That's a great idea.
I occasionally gets a great shot, actually. Yes, that is a nice response. It's actually a 4v4 here. It's a force buy from the PufflePals because they've realized that, hey, if we don't win this round, we kind of just lose.
Yeah.
Wow.
But even in addition, of course, winning the second round, they didn't get the bomb plant, so it's not as nice. Force buy in that crossfire. Absolute perfect timing. Vision was just peeking both, and right when Dombox peaked. Wow.
Okay, Dutchy, calm down. 3 versus 3. There is still a semblance of a possibility that this round goes to the T's. Look at the stack. They're going towards the B bomb site. They've only got Oscar here ready and waiting. He's got the A1S. It's the best gun for the job. Synergy and Dutchy will be overwhelmed, though. That shotgun is not going to be any use at this kind of range. Oscar peering through, tries to deal with Whiffin. As the bomb is making its way to the site, but the plant is denied. Dutchy lands a banger of a one-tap with the Deagle. And I think he's going to need to keep that out. They're not trying to close the distance right now. Instead, they spam the smoke. And that is really well read by Oscar and really nicely closed by Granny's Knockers. Oscar, 18 in 8 right now.
He is taking, and I mean, Vision is 16 and 5.
Yeah.
It's the 2 crazy performances, and they want to get this going, man.
I mean, we were hyping up Wolfie, and he's been the bottom fragger for this game. He's just chilling and let his teammates do the heavy lifting.
He's vibing. Yeah, it's very little words actually, which is weird because I am exactly here for words, but Synergy gets me out of that slump. On to Festive Vision. Oh no, is this going to be triple kill with the exam? Oh, he pulls out that pistol, and then you're going to die. Of course you're going to die when you pull out the pistol.
You should have just pre-fired the angle with the exam.
It's still a 3 versus 3.
It's still possible. It's okay, Wolfie. Well, that's one way of getting the kill.
Sometimes water burns.
Yeah, it's rough. Water poisoning there. Try not to choke on your own there. As Whifford and Moles in the 2 versus 3. My co-caster attempting to choke harder than PufflePals. As Granny's knockers but good look to lock down both bomb sites here. They've again left Oscar on B duty. Weapon peeks on in towards the A bomb site. Nade will temporarily shroud his vision, keep him on his toes. Now Whiffen is the top performer for PufflePals here, an even KD, 11 in 11, which is quite impressive considering the circumstances. But can he improve upon that tally with Moz here? They're absolutely going to have to if they want to stand any semblance of remaining in this game. Observer, can we go up towards the A bomb site here? Thank you. As now they slowly push on down with a crossfire. Is fantastic.
Wow. Yeah, that is a very hefty one. The Dombox dying in every single round but one thus far. Same as Moz, and Synergy has died in every round. That is, those are not going to be fun games. Like you don't think that the difference between like 15 or 13 deaths in such a situation would be massive, but you feel it, right? You feel like I haven't been saving a gun at all. Like throughout the game.
It lives rent-free in your head. It's a rough one. But Granny's knockers were good. They could close 13 to 3 in this round.
That's very quick. That's way quicker than we expected. But I mean, it happened
we were
again.
Right. It's not a 13-2.
Yeah. No. But again, it is like one of these teams. Right. K10 didn't show any signs of weakness. Granny knockers have shown signs of weakness, but good. Whatever, but yeah, they have been showing signs of weakness. So I was thinking, right, they're so close together, they're so tightly matched within this group that it might be working. But Maz, close range, it should be a kill every time. You pull the trigger first, you have the crosshair near the head, and then they just whiff. Wolfie gets the kill on the touchy. This might be over already. Yes, 2 players are low HP. The double W's are low HP.
Okay, Dumbox. He has doubled his kills since the first half now.
That is true.
And he does have an A1S. Are we going to amp this up? Are we going to think that maybe they stand a chance here against Granny's knockers? Time is ticking. They're going to push towards the side. Okay, Dombox, another headshot, but doesn't clear long properly. Wolfie doesn't fire off his shots properly either. Whiffen and Oscar in the 1v1, but of course it's Oscar to close. The B Road catches him off guard. 19 and 8 is his final KD. That was very disappointing from PufflePals, who are the top seed in the group.
Yeah, and I'm starting to wonder why now. I mean, not necessarily, right? Because if you look at the names, like they should be higher up, right? You have Dutchy was top 3 last edition, Moz was top 4 last edition, Synergy has been doing very well. Every single Epic LAN has been doing well in the teams and UKIC tournaments, Ruby League stuff, and then Dombox would be considered like the sort of worse of the players. I don't want to roast him too much because it's more a compliment to the other 4, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But now they just got wrecked.
Steamrolled. They've been run over in an Austin Powers-esque condition. Yeah, absolutely flattened. And that was really impressive on the flip side from 4 of the 5 Granny's knockers players. Wolfie did have his moments as well, though. The Molotov kill was quite fun. As much as he whiffs his spray on long there at the very end of things, you know, he's an AWPer. He's adapting. And I guess we just have to call out Oscar for being a fantastic rotate and a really good anchor.
Yeah, those B anchor positions, I am definitely going to steal some of those because those, I was looking at it. You were mentioning something about them going towards the top side. I was looking at the position of Oscar. I was like, I'm stealing that. This is gross. This is a grotesque position.
Saucy.
Yeah. And so I mean, I'm gonna nick those because that was, it was just an all around solid game. Very little mistakes on the end, and if mistakes were made, it was
compensated on the side of
Granny's.
Yeah,
it was more sacrifice than a mistake, and not necessarily sacrifice you want to make, but something they accounted for, and it looked really nice.
And it worked out really well in the end. That's a really, really impressive showing from Granny's Knockers, but good. And I think that puts him in a very good standing with playoffs in mind.
Yes, I think still because of the in their direct matchup against 4NR. They did lose in overtime, so that's 1 point difference. Because they got 1 point, 4NR got 2 points. So I don't think, unless 4NR messes up in these, the game that they're playing now, or the game right after this one, if they happen to mess up, yes, Granny Knockers will
guaranteed playoff spot.
We'll get in there, but it's not going to be
looking likely.
No, it's not looking likely. Well, they will be guaranteed a playoff spot now.
Yeah.
But if you get that 1 seed, because that is where Granny's Knockers, I think, are really going to get into trouble when you have to fight against every single guy being eliminated, like every single team being eliminated out of that top bracket. You're going to
it's a tough road ahead. And it's a very, very strong showing of teams here at Epic LAN. We have a lot of teams here at Epic LAN. It's UK's probably first major CS2 LAN, and it's great to see the amount of people showing up. We've got old faces, new faces, some Valorant players have come back, some streamers have come back to the game. We love poaching talent and players from other games. That's what we thrive off here on CSGO and CS2, of course, now. But we've been waffling on in this post-matchup for a little while now. So on that note, we have a short break before we head into our final matchup before we start hitting BO3s, and that's Genetics E and Chucklestorm, and they're going to be up next with myself and Hanno. So goodbye to you.
I will be replaced by Hanno. Well, no, actually, I think I might, or it's going to be you and Hanno for the best of 3, like the last best of 3 of the day.
I think it's Timo and Index again, but it's okay. We're waving things off. Yeah. We're going to call it here, and we'll catch you guys in the next game.
Yes.
Hello, Overclockers. Welcome. Screw this. Where's A-Tuck when you need him?